G'day folks, it's Cortezerino. We are starting the episode a little bit differently today. I have a fellow server member to help out with something, and I normally wouldn't show this on camera, but I thought why not? It will probably be pretty interesting for you. Now, I flew down here with the camera account just to see if I would be able to help, and sure enough, I am. I know what the problem is. We have an underground iron farm down here that is not producing any iron whatsoever. And it was a lot easier finding it with the camera account. He said follow the rails, so let's follow the rails. Aha, here we go. Hopefully we don't get snuck up on by any beasties. So, okay, that's where they are. Is this different than when I looked at it, or could I just not tell? I'm not sure if those villages are high enough to see the doors. We'll find out. Like they can see it to breed, but I don't know if that makes it a valid village. They might be a touch too low. But the problem I saw was the sky access. So this is the same kind of design that I always use, where you push the sky access to the corners. But none of these doors can actually see it. So you don't get sky access mixed up with light levels. Like if you were to stand over here where the door is and check the light levels, there would be skylight there. So you might think, oh yeah, it's got sky access. No. The door needs to be looking at that. So I put some doors here as a bit of an example. So if I place the door right here, it's looking straight up at that thing. But if I have the door and I place it sideways like that, it's not looking sideways at that bit of sky, so you can't see anything. It's looking 5 blocks in that direction and 5 blocks in that direction. So what you need is within that 5 blocks, you need sky access right in front of the door, and then behind the door you need some blocks to act as the inside of the house, and that could just be 1 block next to it. So what I'm going to do, what's it look like in here? Yeah, this is alright. I'm going to take all these doors out. I'm not going to touch the iron farm. I'm going to put the doors a little bit further out, and the center of the village will still remain in the same spot, even though the doors are going to be 1 block further out. So here we go, guys. All the doors now are facing, even when it's open, it's still facing toward that sky access. So you can close it like that to stop zombies from breaking it down during a zombie siege. Or leave it open, but whichever way you place it to start with, that's the way it's facing. So they'll detect it for up to 5 blocks. So I've just placed 5 doors in a row, all facing at that corner, so they're all seeing it. So 40 doors is a lot more than you actually need for an iron farm. I think you only need 21. But you wouldn't use 21 because you want to get an even amount of doors on each side. So the center of the iron farm is right in the middle. And you know what? I think he's only got probably a 14 block spawning pad here. 12 by 12 I think he's got. So he could actually dig this out and make a little bit of a bigger spawning pad if he wanted to. But yeah, I'm not convinced that the villagers are in the exact right spot. And come to think of it, are these doors in the right spot? Yeah, they are. A good way to tell if you've got the doors at the right level, the bottom of the top spawning pad, so there's one spawning pad and these blocks are the next spawning pad. That block should be against the upper half of the door, and that's how you know you've got your dimensions correct. But yes, we have to watch this for a little while to see if these villages are at the right height, because if they're not, we need to bring them up a little bit. I would probably put them around the same height of the door. Oh, one thing I forgot. I haven't put the blocks to indicate the inside of the village yet. So let's just throw them in here. So you could probably do it just with a block on each side. So this is the inside of the house. It needs to see some blocks behind it. And there were absolutely no blocks behind it then, so that wouldn't have worked. But I'll put a few there just for fun. And we'll do that on each side. And maybe then we might start getting some golems. if the villages are high enough. And come to think of it, let's get some torches on top of here. We don't want zombies spawning in here and breaking the doors. And another thing I just noticed, it kind of ruins his little entrance to get in here because we're going to be blocking that up. Oh well. Now the question is, where on earth is he collecting his iron from? And this is where camera accounts come in handy. So there is the man himself, Cortezerino. And it looks like it's coming down. That is for a dropper elevator. Has he got items shooting up there? Okay, we're going to do this the hard way. I think it was around here-ish. Oh, I don't want to fall down there. Aha! There we go. That's where I want to be. Boom. Alright. Okay, I sort of had to dig my way down into here. I might seal up so I don't get a beastie drop on my head while I'm AFKing. And I just want to power one of... Oh no, I didn't bring any of my redstone. No problem whatsoever. Learn how to Minecraft, Cortez. That's not the recipe. Ta-da! That's what I'm after. So we'll just lock one of these guys. Boom. There we go. And now we can AFK here and see if we get any goodies. Well, I was getting all set to AFK. I stopped recording and I was about to stand up from the computer and I thought, oh, I'll check it. Yep. Shouldn't have bothered. That didn't take very long at all. So there you go, Leon. That goes into your little dropper and off to wherever. Okay, we are done. How do I get out of here again? Up this way. And I'm making a slight mess in your base, mate, but you're never going to come down here. It's fine, you're not going to see that. Sorry about blocking that off, but doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't matter. Well, the tree farm is coming in very handy, and it's good to have it right next door because we are still working on the Hagia Sophia because I want to get my super smelter in, but I've got to make the place a bit safer first. When we left it last episode, I had lots of gaps in the walls. We've sealed nearly all of those up. Still got a few little bits and pieces to fix around the place. Added a couple of more little details. And the front, I think, is looking pretty awesome. That's what I'm working on right now. I've still got to put some little archy bits in there. But I've put in all the windows at the front, and I think that is looking super duper cool. So at the current time, I am working on this little courtyard that I've mapped out with a bit of sandstone. So once we get that in, and that's what I needed the acacia wood for, that's why I had to run off to the tree farm. Once we get this in, we can patch up these little gaps here, put a few doors in the building, and then we are almost ready to start doing some redstone. I may have to do a couple more details just so I don't put redstone somewhere where I'm going to need to build. Like this needs support somewhere. I looked at a couple of pictures of the inside of this building, and I think right about here I'm going to need a big pillar for support. So we're going to need 4 of them in each of these corners. And then, yeah, well, that's going to be a pain to build. I don't really feel like doing that. I want to do some redstone. I'm sick of doing decorative building. But yes, guys, we are getting very, very close. And I've been thinking about what kind of super smelter I want to build because I haven't really figured it out yet. But I was thinking, you know, you can do them now where you keep an item in there if you want to and get all the XP, but you don't really get that much off it. So I think the kind of super smelter I want to make is one just with lots and lots of furnaces. So if I do come here and I need something smelted really quickly, I can get it done. And the last thing I want to do then is go to each of these furnaces and take out an item just for a tiny bit of XP that I could have got the Blaze farm in no time at all. So I don't think we are going to worry about the XP, although I might make a separate one just with a few furnaces that is an XP one. So if I've just got tons of sand and I don't need it smelted straight away, but I figure I might as well do it. I can chuck that one into the XP smelter. And I think I'll probably do some shulkerbox unloaders as well, because I've never built one of them. That'll be fun. Alright, that's enough of me talking. I've got to finish building this so we can get on to the fun stuff. Hey, I just realized my Optifine Zoom is working again. This is cool. So I've done the courtyard and I've nearly patched up all the holes, but I've still got one. Oh, that was some awesome flying, Cortez. Yes, by the time I'd finished, well, kind of finished the courtyard, I was bored of building with all that acacia, so I came inside here, but we'll get back to that in a moment, and I'll show you what I've done here. So, looking at photos of the Hagia Sophia, it is very hard to find one that shows the outside of the courtyard. I have no idea what this is supposed to look like, so I've just winged it and made something up. It's probably just a bare wall, but I wanted to make it a little bit interesting, so not sure about all these arches on the end there yet, but I put a few doorways in, and the inside is looking pretty cool. So I did see a photo of the inside, and I know it's got these 4 arches, unless I was looking at the wrong thing completely. So I think these look pretty cool with the hoppers on top, although once I put in the wall behind it, it's a little bit too busy, I think. I may need to get rid of some of those windows just so these little arches stand out a little bit more. I don't know, but yes, I left that. And I came inside the building and I started putting in some supports, and it was when I did this that I realized something that you guys probably already know. I'm not going to be doing the super smelter this episode. You already know that, because if I was doing a cool super smelter, I probably would have named this episode the super smelter or something like that. But chances are I am not going to name the episode that, because I don't think I'm doing the smelter. The reason I don't think I'm doing it is I've spent so much time with the building and playing around in creative, figuring out what kind of automatic smelter I wanted, that we are running very low on time, and so I thought I'd just do it, and I laid out maybe where I thought it was going to go, but then I built these arches and started doing the foundations for them, and this is looking pretty cool, I think. I didn't think it'd look this good, but that just makes me want to make the whole inside of the place look good, so the last thing I want to do is have a big smelter there. So what I think I'm going to do now is continue to try and make the inside of this building look awesome, and then we will try and fit my smelter and storage into a discrete little area where it's not going to ruin the view. So the next thing I want to do is there are a bunch of arches between these 2 pillars, and there are 2 stories, I think, from looking at the photos. That's what it looked like. So I want to do a version of the pillars that I've done out here. Have I even got the materials I want on me? No, let's do it quick. Are we going to be lucky? Can we pick the right shulker box? This is not working out. Hang on. So on these pillars with the inside these little arches, I've done the hoppers on top of the fence posts, but for the inside there I want wider pillars and I want them darker. So I'm going to use the cobblestone walls, but the problem is with putting a hopper on top, the hopper's narrower than the wall. See, it connects perfectly there, but this looks horrible. So instead we are going to try... I just got rid of you. Stop it. You're ruining my recording. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to use anvils instead as the start of the support for the arch. And we'll do a few more other things using crazy materials, I think. But anyway, that is what I'm going to get on with right now. Alright guys, it is not finished. So your job is to ignore the grass and ignore any red walls that you can see in there, and I will try to be the best tour guide I possibly can. So first thing I want you to do is look at the colour change. See, out here it is all reds, but as soon as we go inside, this is very, very different. And I didn't make this up. This is what the building is like. It's really dark on the walls, and then we've got a golden ceiling up the top. The main dome also has this golden sort of look to it, but I haven't put that in yet, partly because I'm running out of time and this took forever, but plus I also kind of like it that way, so we might just wait and see if I want to change it. So what is there to talk about? So there are the pillars that I was talking about earlier, which I haven't finished. I've done them properly on this side. I've left out the ones right on the edges over there. But I think that looks pretty cool, but even better than that, I think, anyway, are the pillars below. See, I wanted some much bigger pillars below, and I didn't know what block to use because they had to be dark pillars. And I think this grey glazed terracotta actually looks really, really cool. So I put them up the back there as well. Now, I have taken creative license in many, many places. Like, just because of the way I built the outside, like I wasn't planning on doing all this decoration on the inside. So I didn't really build it in a way that would suit it. So here there's supposed to be another smaller dome and another one on that side, and I didn't really dome the ceiling that much. It's pretty flat. So I've just done some curvy sort of lines to indicate another dome. I think it looks good. I think it looks pretty good. And so most of my time has actually been spent trying to figure out all the curved lines and stuff up the top there. And just working out a few other things, but it's so dark up there. Let's have a nap. And another thing that took a ton of time was figuring out the supports, but I think I've done them pretty well in the end. So we've got these big pillars going up to hold up the ceiling, and they don't look boring at all. They look pretty cool. I might throw a photo up, so if you're wondering what that thing is, the real Hagia Sophia has these big discs up on the walls, up near the ceiling with pictures on them. I don't know what it is. And there are a lot more than I've put in here, but I've just done those little patterns to indicate those. But you know, I think this building is looking quite a lot like the real thing, even though I'm missing windows and little bits of domes here and there. Got 7 pillars there when it's supposed to be 6. That doesn't matter. No one's going to know. And I think this floor sort of matches in. Well, I've just got slabs and a mixture of andesite with the lighting under the carpet. So we're going to do more of that, but I've left it all grassy out on the edges because I figured in these spots, this is where I can hide all of my storage and my super smelter, and I can leave the main hall here just for decoration. Still don't know where I'm going to put all this stuff, but we will figure it out. This building is looking pretty cool. This is probably the grandest building I have ever built. I like it. So thanks for watching, guys. I know I said we'd be getting onto storage and smelters this episode, but hopefully the building stuff has been enough. We did do a little bit with an iron farm, so that was pretty cool. But hopefully next episode, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep building. I don't want to keep building. I've got to get this storage in. It was the whole point to building this. I just wanted a little storage room and a little place to put my smelter. And look what I've done. What's wrong with you, Cortez? Anyway, cheers, guys. I'm Cortezerino. I will see you later.